Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Send this out. Come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in. I know I'm a little late today. Come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Okay. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. And I'm gonna wait a few minutes before I get started. Oh, I forgot my glasses. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Tuesday. I hope that y'all are well. Oh, I don't think I sent this all the way out. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Come on in, come on in. Hey, love. If you can hear me pretty well, because I'm testing out this mic, this will be a new one. Put a 1 in the comments so I can make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, good. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Emotional Intelligence. Today is going to be good and very, very interesting. Thank you so much for this gift. I appreciate it. Drop a purple heart in the comments for me to let me know that you are here. Today we're talking about the illusion of power and why you feel stuck as a woman. Specifically, if you are a woman leader, we're really going to be tapping into this today. And it's going to get real interesting. And I think a lot of women are probably going to be mad, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. If I got to make you mad to get you right, I'm totally fine with that. So I'm probably going to piss a lot of y'all off. Just letting you know up front, okay? Because the truth is women want to master everything but themselves. And we're going to get into it today. We're really going to really dive deep into this today. Women want to master everything but themselves. And we're going to talk deeply about this. So share this with another amazing woman leader because we're not wasting any more time. We're going to talk about the pick-me girl. We're going to talk about the smart girl. We're going to talk about the mean girl. We're going to talk about all of that and the truth behind it because I think it's time for us to really grasp that. You guys know that I'm a digital nomad, and so I just came back from another digital nomad assignment. I was in Georgia for a minute, and I love Georgia, by the way. I just love the feel of like what it feels like. But yeah, I was in Atlanta specifically, and what I noticed about the spaces that I was in, and I'm not talking about everywhere. I'm talking about the spaces that I was in. Community was very, very important. And like I've told you guys from the beginning of 2025, the word of the year is community. And if you don't build community, if you don't get those clout chasers out of your space that are not adding value but continuing to suck you dry and simping your energy with no plan of replenishing any part of it, you're going to be in a bad space. Okay? So what we need to do at this point in time is start evaluating some things. We need to start looking at things for what they are. We need to start accepting reality because a lot of us don't live in reality and we really need to come into that. I made a post yesterday saying I have nothing in common with women who I have nothing in common with women who are afraid to look at themselves in the mirror. And what I mean by that is I have nothing in common with women who don't take accountability for their lives. We will not be friends. We will never be friends. We will never be cool. We won't even do business. Because if you can't look in your own mirror when you stand next to me, I'm going to reflect everything you don't want to face. I have an energy about myself that calls you up. You either are going to be who you truly are or you're going to get away from me. And truthfully, that is what you do. That is really what you want. You want to be able to discern that the people are around you are actually around you because they really do value you, they really do care about you, and they truly are a part of your community. Because a lot of people are going to get a rude awakening. Okay? A lot of people are going to get a rude awakening this year about who people are in their lives. And I think people think that they have all these friends and they have all this community when in reality you're about to find out. And all it takes to find out if somebody is really in your corner is for things to get tight, for them to be squeezed a bit. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever, when they get squeezed, whatever juice is in them is going to come out. And a lot of y'all don't realize the people around you are the reason why you're in the position that you're in right now and why you can't seem to move ahead. So we're really going to get into how women really want to master everything but themselves. This is exactly why so many of you feel powerless, stuck, and constantly chasing the next thing to make you feel like you're actually in control. This is what a lot of you are doing. And this is specifically for women who are women leaders. These are like your oldest daughters. These are like, women who grow up and they like the hustlers. They end up making a lot of money. They break a lot of cycles in the family. They often are like the family manager, the person that's already always depended on. They went to school, they did all these amazing things, and now it's just like they're exhausted. They're exhausted. Okay? Well, I'm glad that you're here. For those who do not know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. And what I do specifically is that I support women leaders who are results driven. I support these amazing women in burning their old identities because a lot of these women who step into the spaces of making a lot of money, becoming extremely educated, doing all of these things, they're extremely exhausted because they did it in a way that was according to the design of a system, which meant going against their feminine design. And so a lot of women are trying to, you know, realign themselves and get themselves back together. So I support them in burning those old identities so that they learn how to master their emotions. They can leverage things like emotional intelligence, leverage AI, leverage these things to actually attract, what it is that they truly desire to sell in business properly and to sustain exactly what it is that they want. Women who have come to work with me specifically have gone from 5 figures to 6 figures. They've used my formulas to go from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. These women have also been able to go from zero to up to 5 figures in less than 30 days. My clients have lost weight from the smallest amount of weight that my clients have lost. I used to be 100 pounds heavier, by the way. Okay. So my clients have lost, thank you, my love, for these gifts. The smallest amount, I believe, is 42 pounds. My clients have healed reversed heart damage by working with me. My clients have been able to heal their liver and elevate and stabilize their A1Cs after working with me. Women have also learned how to master their emotions after working with me. So the type of work that I do is that if you say that you truly want something and you truly desire it, meaning that you're actually going to do the work to sustain it, I'm going to help you get your energetics right to be able to attain it. But first, you have to understand sustainability, which is why I'm talking about what I'm talking about today, because most women want to master everything but themselves. And that's the problem. You will not master external elevation without internal implementation and application. You ain't going to be able to do it. I don't care how much you work out. I don't care how much. This is why women go up and down in weight with yo-yoing, because you haven't made up your mind that you really want to be healthy. You understand what I'm saying? You really haven't committed spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Hey, Kendra, my love, to actually saying that I want a healthier lifestyle. I want a healthier life. That's why you keep doing this yo-yo diet. And that's why you'll lose 20 pounds and gain 40 back. And this is coming from someone who used to do it. I used to be 100 pounds heavier. So I'm not telling you something that's not what it is. It's what it is. A lot of women's lives don't change because they have not made up their mind. They're too busy trying to control everything outside of themselves. Again, What we're talking about today specifically is the illusion of power and why you feel stuck as a woman. No matter how much you do and how much you acquire and how much you attain, you still seem to feel very stuck because you have this false illusion of power. And let's break this down again. Women want to master everything but themselves, which is why so many of you feel powerless, you feel stuck, and you're constantly chasing the next best thing to make you feel more in control of your life. Let's go ahead and talk about it. You want to master men, which is why you go and search for content and different things like that that teach you how to be picked. Okay. So because you want to master men, so you become a pick me, honestly. You want to master education so you can become the smartest girl in the room, even though you're not going to do anything with the knowledge that you are actually attaining. You're not going to do anything with the knowledge that you are attaining. See, these are the type of women who enter into spaces and women try to educate them on how they actually can change their life. And they start doing things like, oh, yeah, I know that. But if you know that, why hasn't it been implemented? You are doing nothing but being the smartest girl in the room, which means you probably like to argue because you struggle to release the need to be right. And that's your biggest problem. Okay. So you want to master men so you become the pick me. You want to master education so you become the smartest girl in the room. And you want to master other women so you become the mean girl. And see, a lot of y'all like to do this in the name of church. Don't piss me off. A lot of y'all like to do that in the name of empowerment. Okay? But a lot of y'all are some serious mean girls. The main girls who always talking about how they're girls are normally the girls who are here scamming other girls, sleeping with their men, and talking trash, doing a whole bunch of stuff that reveal that they are actually not a girl's girl. So the reality is, with all of this, you want to master men, so you become the pick-me type. You want to master education, so you become the smartest girl in the room. You want to master other women, so you become the mean girl in the room. But at the end of the day, you still are stagnant, you still are exhausted, and you still are confused. Why is that? After you've taken all these courses and you've gotten all this information, why is it that you are still confused? Why? Because you've never mastered the only thing that actually creates real sustainable power, which is yourself. Show me a woman who wants to control men, control her child, control her children, control everything else outside of herself, and I will show you a woman that's not in control of her life. What you are not understanding is when it came down to the 9 fruits of the spirit, self-control was one of them. The control of others was never on the agenda. It was never on the agenda. I don't know why you thought that you would be able to even do so. You think you can change men, so you do all kind of manipulative things to try to get them in your space. You think that you can change women, so you tell them half truths. You think that you can change people when the reality is the only thing that you can change is yourself. Yourself. So here's the thing. You know why women do this though? Why women try to master men, try to master education, try to master other women just to become the pick me, the smart girl, or the mean girl? They do it because it's so much easier to create an image of power than to actually attain it. And that's the truth. It's real easy. You know why scammers get away with what they get away with? Because they know how to brand well. And y'all don't understand branding, so you're not able to really see that this literally is just them branding well. This is how people continue to get scammed over and over and over and over again because it's very easy to create an image. Society does it all the time in front of your face. Society convinced you that Sprite would make your thirst obey better than water. They created an image because, again, the title of this live is The Illusion of Power and Why You Feel Stuck. We live in a world full of illusions and glamour magic, but you don't pay attention to that. Society told you that Sprite would make your thirst obey when reality is water. Yet the first thing that you reach for in the cooler at the family reunion is Sprite. Piss poor programming. It's very easy to create an image of power rather than to actually attain it. And that's what a lot of women do. A lot of women create an image as if they are powerful when in reality they hide behind education to think that they're powerful. And this is coming from someone who has a bachelor's and master's, and I had some doctoral work, but I quit my PhD program because I was in my ego trying to get it. So you're not talking to somebody who hasn't been in these spaces. So, oh, I fully understand. So you hide behind your education. You hide behind a man. You hide behind the pack that you create of women that choose to follow you because they don't understand the leadership qualities within their own selves. Those things make you appear powerful. Okay? This is the thing. Because it's so easy to create an image of power rather than to actually attain it, women do things like this right here. This is why so many do the following. They post soft life aesthetics, but are still stressed the hell out. Y'all posted at brunch like you're having the time of your life. You're posted on vacation, on your trip, like you having the time of your life. And behind closed doors, you are losing your mind. You post soft life aesthetics, but you're still stressed out, lying. You are not an energetic match for freedom because you're lying right there. You're trying to maintain an image. You are not an energetic match for the freedom you desire, the freedom you're trying to portray, which is why we always see you. That's why we eventually are going to see right through you. Trying to uphold the image. The next thing that a lot of women will do in that space, right? They'll talk about high standards. See, this the one. This the one right here. Y'all talk about all day long the high standards that you have, but behind closed doors you settle for less. Show me your relationships and I will show you about you. Show me your relationships and I'm going to show you you. See, you talk about high standards. You share all these statuses about how you know your worth, how you're not going for this and how you're not going for that. But the reality is you're going for everything, baby. I don't even some of the stuff that y'all going for. I don't even understand. It's so beneath you. It's so beneath you. But you will talk about how you not going for XYZ. Ain't nobody gonna treat you no kind of way. Ain't nobody gonna do this. But behind closed doors, you are being treated exactly like that. Holding up an image, holding up a facade, holding up a facade for a relationship that ain't even real. I don't watch this a lot, but I watch it for narrative every once in a while just to kind of see what the story behind it, what they really trying to say, right? And I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was watching the young lady talk about how she was going through her divorce, right? One of them. And she was saying how she had posted some pictures on Instagram for Valentine's Day, even though at the time her and that her husband, her soon to be ex-husband or whatever, they were not even on good terms. Like this was a really bad time. And she literally said that she posted it for the image. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not going to be an energetic match for joy, for even your own happiness when you feel like you have to keep up an image. Because keeping up an image makes you look or appear some form of powerful when in reality you have absolutely no power. You're trying to keep up an image. Like the old folks used to say, the elders say, keeping up with the Joneses. You have to keep up some form of appearance. And you keeping up that appearance, which is a false pretense, which is why you keep manifesting the things that you're manifesting. You cannot manifest things under false pretenses and think you're going to be able to keep it. If you had to perform and act to get what you want, when the mask falls off, it's gonna be revealed because you can only wear a mask for a certain amount of time before before it starts to impact the way you breathe. So you start suffocating a little bit under there. It start getting a little hot under there. It starts to get a little uncomfortable under there. So these are the things that women are doing. Here's another thing. Not only are you guys out here creating an image of power instead of actually attaining it by posting soft life aesthetics and still being stressed out and talking about how you got the highest standards in the world, but you settling behind closed doors. You are also pretending to be unbothered when behind closed doors you spiral when you ain't validated. That's a lot. That's a lot of women right there. You will sit here and pretend like you don't care, like you are unbothered. but spiral out of control when you're not validated externally. See, this is for the ones who, and I let me tell you about about women a lot of times. When I say women, talk about us. I remember being somewhere. I'm gonna give you a great example of pretending to be unbothered, but spiraling when not validated. I was out to lunch with this young lady, two young ladies actually, and a gentleman came over who actually owned the establishment, and so he knew, I think one of the ladies he knew, so he was talking to her, and they were just talking. They were friends, and he looks at me and he says, "Hi, how are you, Miss Hi?" He said, "You are so beautiful," and I was like, "Thank you. I received that." Um, Immediately, the other girl on the other end. What about me? You didn't say anything about me. Quick spiral when not validated. Now that brother could have been getting ready to come around and compliment the entire table. At that particular time, when I looked up, we made eye contact, and that is when he said something to me. But before anything could even be said around the table, immediately the spiral, what about me? Don't I look pretty? This is the type of stuff that women will do, and they spiral when they don't get attention and when they're not validated in experiences. See, this is why a lot of you really think that you have better friends that you actually have. Like, you think that these people really are in your space and they really fool with you, when in reality they hang around you to siphon your energy, trying to figure out what you're doing to get attention because they need to be validated. And you're not even vetting friendships. Y'all too busy out here having conversations about vetting men, and you need to be vetting the women in your circle. You need to be vetting the women in your community. Seriously, you're not paying attention to the people around you, and then you're trying to figure out how they did XYZ to you when they've always been that individual. You just were never paying attention. Nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention. And the truth is, a lot of women don't pay attention because they're too busy trying to project an image that isn't even real. You want to appear powerful. You don't really want to be powerful. You're not really about that. A lot of you are really not about that, because the women who are really about that have to not care about what other people think, and you care too much about what other people think and how you want to be perceived by other people, instead of just being yourself and understanding that people are going to create their perception is not your responsibility. But no, you're too busy trying to create an image for them to perceive and wondering why you're not getting what it is that you truly want. Thank you for these likes and these gifts. Drop a purple heart in the comments if you are just joining. My name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. I support amazing women leaders by helping them burn their old identities, learning how to leverage emotional intelligence, artificial intelligence, as well as learning these things so that they can specifically learn how to attract, so they can learn how to sell in business, and so they can learn how to sustain whatever success that they create. Success is different for everyone. Like I said, success for some looks like relationships and marriage. For some, it looks like, creating creating a business. For some, creating a life that they just have fun. Whatever it is that you desire and that you truly want, you can do it, but you're going to have to burn your old identity. You're going to have to learn how to leverage emotional intelligence because it's important. And if you're in business, you're going to have to learn how to leverage AI instead of being afraid of it, because you can leverage AI without outsourcing your consciousness. See, the reason why a lot of you have issues with intelligence is because you're trying to outsource your consciousness. You have inner intelligence according to scripture when it says that you have you have the kingdom of heaven within you, according to Luke 17:21. Everything I teach is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Because the reality is that if you're balanced spiritually, biologically, and psychologically, it's a whole lot easier to thrive in this society, isn't it? But see, when you're not, you're in trouble, big trouble. Because here's the reality about this system that a lot of people like to talk about and call it the matrix. What you have to understand is this. The only way for you to, how can I say this? The only way for you to outwit society is to be spiritually rooted. You can't be submitted to the systems of society and think that you're going to advocate your way to the top, boycott your way to the top, beat them out of their own game. These people are using things that come from dark forces and principalities. You ain't heavy enough. And the only way for you to not be a slave to their systems is to be spiritually rooted in the one that created you, who created everything. See, now the conversation becomes, it's not black, white, it's not man, woman, it's not boy, girl. It's your God versus mine. And may the odds be in your favor. But y'all ain't on that type of time though, because you too scary to stand in what's real. Because you got an image to uphold. Even though it's not getting you anywhere. Even though it's not moving you forward. You're still pretending. You can't beat the system, baby. They're using sorcery. And you trying to, man, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. You're not seeing it for what it is. And the scripture really tells you what it is. You're not dealing with people, sweetheart. You're not dealing with a government. You're not you are dealing with principalities and darkness and vessels that are operating via sorcery. And you think you're going to boycott your way out of that? You think you're going to organize your way out of that human experience? You think you're going to be able to do it like that? Oh, okay, then go off. Let me know how that's worked thus far. But the only way out of these systems is understanding who you are spiritually. Point blank, period. So you either a slave to society or you submit to the one that created you. Those are really your choices. Because by you choosing that, you're going to choose the life that you want. Period. Period. And a lot of women they love to create the image of looking like something else because they don't recognize the image that they were created in the first place. Dang. Okay. Okay, Holy Spirit, I didn't think that was coming. The reason why these women create the image of power and they create an image is because they're not rooted in the image of the one that created them, which is ultimate power. Jeez. The fact that we lack understanding in this space is why you continue to repeat these cycles and why you continue to get the things that you get. Okay? Here's the crazy part about the whole creating an image, right? Of power, how it's easier to do that than to attain it. You know, I talked about the whole posting soft life aesthetics and being stressed out, talking about high standards and always settling still and pretending to be unbothered when you spiral when you're not validated. The crazy part of all of these things that I just talked about is you don't even see how much power that you've outsourced to external things when you do that. See, now we're gonna get into what you ain't gonna like. Because I told y'all some of y'all gonna be mad, but I don't really care. Because like I said, I don't care. I'm gonna get the truth. The crazy part about this, like I said, you don't realize how much power you've outsourced to external things. Men, y'all outsource your power to men. You outsource your power to your job. You outsource your power to your business. You outsource your power to your friend group. You outsource your power to social media, aesthetics. You outsource your power to being that girl. And yet you still don't feel in control of your life. Why? Because none of that is real power. None of that is real power. I don't care how much you knock that man down and you can get money from him because you can open your cat up. Let me see. Now let's really get into it. I don't care how powerful you feel by doing that. That's still not real power. You're outsourcing your power because what you're doing is giving that man access to your portal. You're giving that man access to your portal from where life comes through that portal. So he is pulling life from you. So ain't enough money in the world. Ain't enough money in the world. Ain't enough money in the world he can give you that's gonna replace what he took from you. That ain't no power. Got y'all out here thinking that's empowerment. Out here giving your power away. Out here outsourcing your power. None of that is real power. None of it. A lot of you think you have control when in reality, you are actually being controlled. Let's go ahead and get into that. You're being controlled by your thoughts. You're being controlled by your desires. You're being controlled by the way people perceive you. You are being controlled by the image you work so tirelessly to uphold. All of these things are the reasons why you are tired. Don't talk to me about you being burnt out. You burn out because you lack control of self. You're burnt out because you ain't burnt out because of that job. You ain't burnt out because of that man. You're burnt out because of your choices and your beliefs. You're burnt out because you're ran by things. You're ran by your thoughts. You're ran by your desires. You're ran by the way people perceive you. You're ran by that image you keep trying to hold up. That's what's up. That's why you always tired. You know why you always tired? Let's talk about it. You always tired because you always tired of performing. Whew. It's the performer femininity. It's the performative everything for me, sweetheart. You're tired of trying to keep up. That's why you're tired. You're tired of feeling like no matter how much you elevate, you still feel like something is missing. You keep climbing the corporate ladder, but something is still missing. And you know what? That's because deep down, you don't actually believe in yourself for real. You only believe in the mask that you have built. Hello. Some of y'all need to go watch The Mask. You know, I'm telling my age now. I'm an older millennial. I'm 41. Some of y'all need to go watch The Mask with Jim Carrey. Because that's your life. Okay? That's your life. You are always tired because you're tired of performing, tired of keeping up, tired of feeling like no matter how much you elevate, something is still missing. That's because deep down again, you don't actually believe in yourself. You believe in the mask you're wearing. Let me break this down for you because I need you to grasp this understanding. Okay? You think that you're attracting, this way y'all gonna get mad. You think that you're attracting narcissists. I'm not even gonna hold your hand when I say this. Let me get this off my nail first, baby, so I get my mind right. Listen to me. You think that you are attracting narcissists, don't you? They just keep coming in your life and using you and making you their supply and all that stuff. That's not the truth. You think you're attracting narcissists. You're not attracting them. You're reflecting them, because let's talk about it. You reflect them. That's why they like you so much. A narcissist outsources his power. He manipulates, he deceives, he controls others. He lacks the ability to attain real power. You do the same thing. You do the same. You use people as a source of confidence. You manipulate situations to feel in control. You shapeshift into whatever will get you approval, love, and validation. That's not mastery, that's survival. That's what narcissists do. They do this so they can survive. That's why they need you as a supply. And you think that you just keep attracting them? No. You actually reflect them. You actually reflect them. And you can't build a life of power if you're still operating in survival mode. That is what narcissists do. They in survival mode. They are. Here's the truth of the matter I need you to understand and be very clear on. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're doing everything but the real work. And that's just the truth. Because I'm going to tell you something. It tells you in Ecclesiastes that there's a time for everything. There's a time for everything, meaning there's a time for you to do everything you're supposed to do. So the reason why you're not getting the things done that you're supposed to get done is because you're doing other things you ain't supposed to do. Or you're spending too much time doing things that you ain't supposed to be doing. Either way, you have the time, energy, attention, and focus and money to do the things that you're really supposed to do. But you don't do right by those things. That's why you don't have those things when it's time to get active. That's why you don't have these things when it's time to get active. And that's just the reality of it. Mastering yourself equals unshakable power. That's the truth. But when you don't master you, this is where we come into the real of it. When you don't master you, okay, or let me say this, when you master you, you don't have to manipulate anyone. You don't have to do that. When you master you, you don't have to control how people see you because you don't care. You don't care. You do not care. Okay? You don't have to borrow confidence from your homegirl or from that man to tell you look good. You own your confidence. Confidence ain't nothing but belief. So if you say I lack confidence, that means I lack belief in myself. You telling on yourself. So when you're saying you lack confidence, meaning you don't believe in yourself, and you're saying this to a man or you're saying this to someone else, what you're saying to them, what they're receiving is you don't believe in yourself. So I'm going to tell you something to make you believe that because you don't believe in self. So let me give you something to believe. You're ugly. That's the belief now. Oh, you call me ugly. You're supposed to love me. When you lack belief in yourself, you will believe anything about self. And the reason why you lack belief in self is because you're not rooted in the truth of who you are. Real simple, real easy. When you own your confidence, okay? When you own your confidence, you move differently. You move on a different space, okay? You stop performing for people who don't even know themselves because the reality is most people don't even know themselves and you're trying to impress people who don't even know what time it is with them, let alone you, okay? You stop craving validation from people who aren't even happy. Y'all don't even realize the majority of these people are not even happy. And happiness is an inside job. So they can't make themselves happy. You think you finna, and that's what you worry about? Okay. When you own your confidence, thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. You stop outsourcing your power to a relationship, to a career, a business, to a soft life aesthetic. And that's when you step into real control of self, of self. But here's the thing. Most women will not do this work. They're going to listen. They're going to like this live. They're going to be like, oh my God, it's so good you're in my house. But they're not really going to do the work, to be honest. Most are going to scroll past this live and go right back to performing. Hey, makes me no difference. Not my life. Not my monkey, not my circus. Not my monkey, not my circus. Most women are going to keep playing the same games with themselves, wondering why nothing has changed as the world continues to crumble and be on fire. Do you not understand the world is on fire, but also understanding that fire alchemizes? See, it's some stuff that's going to come out this fire. Some of y'all going to get burnt up in it, though. Real talk. I'm not even going to miss words. Some of y'all going to get burnt up in this fire. But there are some that are going to alchemize this fire and come through on the other end. And those are the ones that are going to experience change. Most women are going to continue to keep chasing power instead of actually becoming powerful. And that's very sad to me. But if you know that you are a woman and you are a leader and you are results driven and you have been the family manager, you have been everything to everybody and all of these things, and you're serious about mastering yourself, then I have something for you. I do emotional mastery sessions, okay? This is for women who are ready to stop playing and to really get in position. A lot of y'all are in panic mode when you really need to be in position. Because anytime you hear recession, you need to be hearing receiving. Because that's really what's going on. In a recession, let me tell you, in every single recession, somebody was always receiving. Are you going to be on the receiving end? And it tells you all the time in every recession and scenario, millionaires are created. Where are you going to be on the end of this? For real. Because some of y'all going to get, like I said, some of y'all are going to get burned up in a fire because you're not willing to do anything. You're not willing to do what it takes. And then there are going to be the ones who are going to alchemize the fire and come out on the other side. All of this is going to be based on your ability to have real power. And you ain't going to be able to work with this pretend power. You ain't going to be able to keep doing this. It's not going to work. In my emotional mastery sessions, we are breaking cycles. We are unlearning performance. Okay. We are reclaiming true power. Okay. From everything that literally has been controlling you. And if you're ready for that, then click a link in the bio and book a session. You can get them with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Because the thing is this, if you sat on this live and you heard everything I said, because what I just exposed to you is going to cost you more than you realize if you sit on it. If you sit on it, it's going to be an interesting 2026 for you. Really, at the end of this year, I told y'all you got 30 minutes. Remember I told you in the beginning of January, you got between February, between 3 to 6 months. It's looking like 2 to 4. You're not even paying attention to what's happening around you. You want to master peace? Master yourself. You want to master power? Master yourself. You want to stop feeling like, how can I say this? Life is running you, and so that you can start running it, master yourself. Master yourself. Now understand, with all of this that I am telling you, understand that a woman who is prepared to master her emotions is a woman who is prepared to change and shift her life. If you are ruled by your fickle feelings, you are in trouble. If you are too busy trying to control men and get them under your thumb, you are in trouble. If you are kind of trying to control your children because that's your only source of what you feel like is love, you are in trouble. You are outsourcing your power. And a lot of women are out here outsourcing their power, trying to get men to validate them, their children to validate them, their 9 to 5 to validate them, their business to validate them, their education to validate them. You are harming yourself. You are outsourcing your power. You are no better than the narcissist that you keep laying up with. And I said what I said. You are no better than him. You don't keep attracting them because you just got a big heart and you're just so kind and you're just so sweet and you're just so loving. No, you reflect them. You a user. You a deceptive manipulator. See, we all are manipulators. That's a manipulation of energy. We are all manipulators, but you manipulate deceptively because you won't stand in power. And you won't stand in power because you either don't have the strength or the courage to do so. And that's just that on that. So a lot of women are out here maneuvering in this illusion of power. And if you are wondering for any second why you keep repeating these things and why are you stuck, that's why. Because you keep being fake. You're not being authentic. Therefore, you cannot attract because authenticity attracts. And not only does it attract, it allows you to be able to sustain. And you cannot sustain anything that you attract under false pretenses. That performative stuff only works for a little while. It's going to wear off. If you can see it wearing off with men, what makes you think that people can't see it on you when it wears off? Okay? What questions do you have for me? Emotional mastery sessions are available. You can click the link in the bio to be able to get access to one. You can schedule one. Like I said, I have you can get them with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. So click the link in the bio. What questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to get out here? Because I got a lot to do today. I'm meeting with the Magnetic Muse tonight, my 12-week program, which I'm really excited. And I also have my Embodied Influence Lab actually happening. And if you want more information on those programs as well, you can click the link in the bio and be able to read up more on that. If you are a woman leader, I have a toolkit for you of 9 tools that you'll need to elevate your magnetism, your wealth, and a lot in 30 days. If you're not a woman leader, you ain't finna do it, so ain't no point in you wasting your time and downloading it, just to be honest. Just to be honest with you, if you're not really about that, don't waste your time. Because like I said, to get that information and be the smartest girl in the room, where does it get you? Everybody knows somebody in the hood that's so smart, that's so intelligent, that's so this and that's so that, but still sitting in the same position they've been in for the last 40 years. Keep it real. So being the smartest woman in the room ain't got you nowhere. Being the mean girl ain't got you nowhere. Being the pick me ain't got you nowhere. How about operating from a space of power? How about stepping into the fullness of that? Okay? What questions do you guys have? I'm trying to think of what else. I think, do I still have, I thought I took that off. I was like, I thought I still had love and the magnetism in my bio. Love and the nervous system. Drop your questions before I get ready to go. Let me look and see real quick. Mm, I want to make sure I have it. I think I took that down. Any questions? Any questions before I get ready to let y'all go? And congrats. I've been seeing a lot of people come through and purchase and become a part of the intuitive. Now I don't let me say this. I don't recommend nobody be out there dating. It's really truthfully, to be honest. I think people need to really be getting themselves together. But if you are out there dating, you need to be doing it from a space of being discerning and intuitive. And I do have a challenge going on with that. Well, it looks like love and the magnetism, the nervous system is still up there. So if you're getting love in the nervous system, you automatically get rolled in the challenge that's happening. And I'm having a challenge for about 30 days. And this is for women to sharpen their discernment. If you're going to be out here doing this, you need to have sharper discernment. I'm serious. Because the stuff that's going on is absolutely insane. And a lot of women have been already getting results from um, the packets and the information from the challenge, because it should not take you long to figure out what somebody's intentions are. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts and these comments. You can know a person's intentions in 2 weeks. You really can know in 24 hours if you really scale yourself up. But it should not be taking y'all months and months and months. And you talking about you talking to somebody and this and that. No, you don't have time for that right now. Do you realize what's happening in the world? Are you realizing the social, economic, crisis, the climate that's actually going on? You don't have time to be wasting time with people. People are operating from a space of survival mode and savagery. And a lot of y'all are linking yourself up with these people by not understanding what safety looks like when it comes down to your nervous system. A lot of people are not teaching you specifically what you need to be looking for towards when it comes down to your nervous system, how to rewire your nervous system. I teach women how to do that because it's a very important thing. If you don't know how to if you didn't grow up in a home where things were stable and love was primary and you were taught to love yourself and you saw love in action and all of these things, if you grew up in instability, your nervous system is like this. That's why you think you like passion. That's why you think you like toxicity in relationships when the truth is your nervous system has been trained for the up and down. And when you get older, you're going to be sick. That's the thing you need to understand. That up and down of your nervous system, that's not healthy for your body. That's not healthy for your well-being. There is such a thing called a nervous breakdown. You understand that is a breakdown in the nervous system, right? How you think we get there? We get there over time. We get there with that. You keep taking those hits to the heart, those toxic relationships. By definition, toxic means a slow poison, which is why it tells you in scripture that, you should, there's power of life and death in the tongue. It also tells you in scripture that you should walk with the wise so that you can pick up wisdom. And when you walk with fools and you keep a company of fools, what that's going to look like for you. There is a thing scientifically called broken heart syndrome. You are not meant to be in relationship back to 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 back. Going through these things, throwing your body out of whack like that. You ain't just throwing your hormones out of balance because of what you eat. It's what you tolerating. It's what you're allowing. It's all of these things. So if you're going to be out here in this world calling yourself dating, you definitely need to get love and the magnetism. And for women who were in love, who were in love and the magnetism, and women who were loving the nervous system, women who were in that masterclass, comment in the comments for me and talk a little bit about that class and just tell them about your experience in the class if you were there or if you ended up catching the replay, because they still emailing me about that class. That's the reason why I haven't taken it down. That's the only reason I haven't taken it down, because people are still emailing me and still purchasing that class. It was literally supposed to go in something else, and I'm still gonna put it in something else too, but I'm gonna keep it there. And then women also have been coming to join the challenge. because you need to know what's going on. A woman sent me a text message this morning who's in the challenge. She's excited because the challenge starts on um da da da. What did she say? She started the challenge last week, right? Before I even dropped it, I told her about it, and she said she wanted to end, so she sent me everything. So she realized that she was too accommodating. My mic went out. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Let me see. 1. Okay. Yeah, it's saying it's still connected. Okay. So here are the things that she's figured out and found out about herself in this experience thus far. Okay. She was like, hold on, I'm trying to make some room. She said, dating, I'm finding that with my brief interactions, is truly allowing me to slow down and get to know and understand a person, which I'm learning that compatibility cannot be rushed, especially if you're talking about being with someone with the next 20 years. I've realized based on your packet that I'm actually dating for friendship. You can hear me, but the sound quality changed. I'm about to probably take it out. Let me take it out. Yeah, I might hear excess noise though. Pulling this out is always so annoying. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So another thing, a lot of women don't realize, they don't know what they're actually looking for. Some women just want attention. Some women want friendship. Some women are looking for marriage. Some women are looking for other things. You have to be very clear on what you're looking for. So with her doing this work, she realized she's dating for friendship. She said if intimacy comes out of it, great. If not, then that's great too. So when she first came to me, before she decided she wanted to be in a challenge, she was really struggling to relate and to really kind of connect and see the intentions of a man and what this was actually looking for. She also realized, let me see what's another thing she said on here. She said she realized she's been too accommodating. And she was like, I've asked the questions, and she was just like, this has been really, really amazing. It's been allowing me to be able to see what they value over just speaking things. Because it's 4 specific questions that I give you in this challenge that will support you in figuring out where things are going. Y'all be going into scenarios like, oh, do this person like me? Y'all need to be figuring out if y'all like them. That's the goal. Do you like, and most importantly, do you like who you are when you are with them? Y'all have the wrong mind frame. Are your courses primarily directed towards women? Primarily, yes, they are, but men buy my courses all the time because what I speak about literally can help anyone. It can help anyone. I just primarily focus on women. But several men I've worked with behind closed doors and helped them multiply and do a whole bunch of different things. So, yes. So the thing is, with this, again, if you're going to get the Love and the Nervous System course, which is $150, you get that with client affirm and afterpay, you'll automatically be enrolled in the challenge that starts on March the 12th. And that challenge is for you to, if you're going to be out here, because again, I don't recommend you being out here, but if you're going to be out here, allowing yourself to be able to date and discern the people that you are dealing with. Because it's a lot of dangerous things happening because women are not discerning and women are not paying attention. So if you're going to be out here, do your due diligence. And you do your due diligence by knowing yourself. And when you know yourself, you'll never lose the plot on self. Okay? Y'all make everything about men, which is why you keep outsourcing your power. You looking for a man to validate you and tell you look pretty. Why don't you know you're pretty? Why don't you tell yourself you're pretty? Why don't you position yourself to where you always feel pretty? Like, what's the problem? What is really the problem here? You are trying to outsource your power, when it comes down to men, and then get mad and trying to figure out why you keep attracting narcissistic men. That's why. You're outsourcing your power. You guilt trip your children, your adult children that don't want to be around you. You guilt trip them about that. You're trying to outsource your power. Things you are expecting other people to give you, you really need to be giving yourself. And because you are not giving yourself these things, you have a high standard for someone else to give you that, even though that's utterly ridiculous. A lot of women need to regulate their nervous system so they can come into power. So some of y'all need to start with
Before an emotional mastery session, you need to start with love and the magnet, love and the nervous system. And in love and the nervous system, we're going to address your hyper independence. We're going to address your anxious attachment style. We address your avoidant attachment style. We address all of the blocks of where they came from and how to uproot it and how to stop. The reviews from that class are still coming in. And we just had that class a couple of weeks ago. The reviews are still coming in about that class. So if you're not ready for an emotional mastery session, at least regulate your nervous system. Because to be walking around here and to be in trying to be in somebody's face when you're not spiritually safe, mentally safe, emotionally safe. You are not a physical space where someone should come in. You're not safe, so you're not going to attract safety. You don't know what it is, okay? So click the link in the bio to check out love and to get access to love in the nervous system. It is $150 once you purchase it, because it's going to go straight to the purchase link. Once you purchase it, it's going to give you populate an email where you actually get the course in the video, and you get the information for the challenge that actually starts on the 12th. Okay, so if you're gonna be out here with some sense and stop putting yourselves in danger, because it's too many things that are going on where women are putting themselves in danger simply because they are not discerning, and we've got to stop that. Okay, stop the illusion of power, because it's not real. May I ask, what spiritual premise do you teach? I'm not sure I understand your question. Do you mind fleshing it out a bit? When you say spiritual premise, what do you mean? What I can tell you is that everything I teach comes from scripture, science, and psychology. So when I say scripture specifically, I don't have it close to me, or do I? Nope, it's over there. The Ethiopian Bible. That is one of my favorite books. That is probably the ultimate favorite book for me to read. So everything I get is going to be first rooted in scripture. It is going to be backed up by science, and it is going to be further backed up by psychology, which is why I'm able to get the results that I'm able to get from my clients, because it penetrates. It's not just a mindset shift. It's bigger than a mindset shift. Mindset is extremely important and it's vital, but it's bigger than mindset. The way I teach things, the order in which I of the remedy the problem is spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, social, financial. Okay, so this is why women get results with me. They are able to master their emotions. Women come to work with me, they make more money. Women come to work with me, they have better dating experiences, and they elevate their relationships. Okay, they do all of these things, and women get healthier working with me. So they do all of these things because we start at the root. We deal with the truth of your energetics. We get down to the bottom of things. So I don't do anything surface level. So women who come to work with me are ready for transformation. It's transformation or nothing. Because if you ain't trying to transform, you ain't gonna want to stand beside me, because the mirror that I'm gonna hold up to you that's gonna reflect you is what you're not working on, and you're gonna always feel uncomfortable in my presence, and that's your problem, not mine, right? So this is why it's very important for us to do the work that we're supposed to do internally. Okay, so we are operating from a space of confidence. The real reason why people are not confident, like I said, because you don't believe in self. But you don't know what to believe in self, so you believe what other people tell you, which is why you're so crushed when somebody says something about you, because you don't have a true belief to connect that to. Okay, or compare or contrast that to. Okay, so where should someone start with your offerings? I would say with my offerings, if you want to get more access with me, I would tell you to get love and the magnetism and get in the challenge, because that way we have a private Telegram group, and I'll be communicating with you in that group as well. Okay, so that's what I definitely would tell you where to start. Start with regulating your nervous system. Okay, because love and money, and a lot of people are like, well, I'm not in the space of dating, but love and money sit on the same frequency. So if you can regulate your nervous system and understand the blocks that are blocking you in the space of love, then you'll understand what's blocking you with money, because it's on the same playing field. Same playing field. This is, like I said, why women, when they come to work with me, they have elevated better experiences when it comes down to dating, and they end up making more money because they get their energetics right. Money is energetic, and I teach this a lot. Money is energetic, but also when it comes down to money, women have to realize and understand is that money only locks into relationship with you based on three key elements. Money locks in with you based on a high vibrational state. Money locks in with you based on alignment. And money locks in with you where value is present. Okay? And truthfully, if I'm being transparent with you, the way that I just broke that down about how money will be in a relationship with you only when it's a high vibrational state, there's value present, and it's in alignment. Men do the same thing. I own everything. See, that money is masculine. See, a lot of women don't understand the opposite sex because you don't even understand money. If you understood money and you didn't worship it and you didn't try to sleep with men to get it, you would understand that you are made up of time, energy, attention, and money. Money itself, paper money, is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. So it's nothing but paper. But if you understand the energetics of money, why do you spend your money? Why do you create a subscription? You know why you signed up for a subscription? I'm going to tell you why. Because it's in alignment with what you want right now, ain't it? There's value in what you see, don't it? It's value, isn't it? Okay? And then also it make you feel like you're going to be in a better space, a high vibration, doesn't it? That's exactly why you lock your money into relationship, into that subscription every single month. That's the same way men operate. They only lock in. That's why y'all need to be in this challenge. See, because y'all, the biggest issue of that women have with men is you don't understand the masculine. Meaning, if you don't understand the masculine, you really don't understand the dynamics of money or even the dynamics of your left brain energy, which is more of the masculine action taking, decision making, critical thinking, all of those things. Versus on the other end, right brain energy is your creativity, your feelings, your nurture. And because you don't understand the balance of both, you can't get money. Because in order to get money without having to submit to a system like going to a 9-to-5, you have to figure out the balance of the mind. Because intelligence is what gets women paid. Why do you think they have so many women working for these corporations? Why do you think that corporations understand the energetics of women and they're going to have a certain percentage of women working? Because they understand your energy cycles, because they know you don't. They know this about you. So when you understand how money locks in, you'll understand how men lock in. And you'll stop taking it personal when a man doesn't want to lock in with you. Because there's either not alignment, he doesn't see value there, no matter what you do, and it ain't a high vibrational state with him. It don't make him feel good. That's why he ain't locking in. That's the truth. People don't want to hear that. But money operates on the same. That's why I say love and money sit on the same frequency, baby. If you're wondering if you got an issue in one area, high chance you got an issue in the other area too. Which is why you need to get love in the nervous system. It's $150. You can get a recliner, a firm, and afterpay, darling. Get love in the nervous system, or either come on in and get an emotional mastery session where you get me directly. Like I said, with love in the nervous system, if you get it, you automatically get enrolled in a challenge for the next 30 days. Okay? For the next 30 days, you'll be in the active challenge from March 12th through through April the 12th, where it's like an intuitive dating challenge. If you're going to be out here, you need to be discerning. I don't recommend you really being out here, but ain't nothing wrong with it if you feel like this in your space, in your life, this is what you want to do. All I'm asking you to be is be smart, be wise, use wisdom, and activate and sharpen your discernment. Too many women want access to money and men, and you lack discernment, which is why you'll compromise your ethics to get them. And then wonder why whatever that is that you've gotten, you can't sustain. Anything you attract under false pretenses, baby, including the performative femininity that you like to put out there, you ain't gonna never be able to sustain it. Only authenticity attracts. That's the only way you're gonna be able to keep what you got going. It's the only way. So like I said, a lot of women gonna listen to this live and be like, oh yes, and all this different stuff, but ain't finna bust a grape in a food fight. But that's your life, I promise. That's your life, that's your business. Not my circus, not my clown, not my monkey, not my circus. You know the circus you in. And you know whether or not you need to get your nervous system together. You know whether or not that hyper independence is really helping you or hindering you. You know if that anxious attachment style is really supporting you, or if that avoidance is really supporting you. Only you know that when you close all the doors in your house and you look in the mirror. See, when I look in the mirror, I feel great. When I leave the house, I feel great. See, it's crazy work to leave the house, and the only way you feel great is when you leave the house because you can't sit with yourself. That's crazy. You can't sit with yourself, but you want a person, you want a partner, you want a relationship, you want a man to sit with you, and you won't even sit with yourself. Hmm. Child, better get your nervous system regulated. If you're gonna be outside, some of y'all need to be on the porch, and it's cool to get love in the nervous system and sit on the porch. That make it even better. That makes it even better. That makes it even better. Okay. So click the link in the bio to get access to Love in the Nervous System. If you already have Love in the Nervous System and you want to get become a part of the challenge, make sure that you DM me and you get a special link for the challenge. If you already have the replay, click the link. You get a special price to be able to join the challenge, but you need to go ahead and be in that challenge, sweetheart. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Because I have so much to do today. Lord. Any questions? All right. I'm going to let y'all go so I can get everything I need to get done today. Congratulations to those who have gotten access, and I will see you in the challenge. I've been seeing them come through. What else was I going to say? And what was I going to say? I think that's it. And for my magnetic muses that are on here, I will see you this evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly meeting. Click the link in the bio to get access to any other products and services that I have at the top. Like I said, don't get nothing you ain't finna do nothing with. Seriously, cause you ain't doing nothing for me, baby. You wasting your own time. Don't waste your own time. Don't play yourself. Position yourself. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. Click the link in the bio to be able to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, this is going to be replayed tonight on YouTube. So click the link to be able to get access. The only thing that I ask is that if you're bringing yourself over there to YouTube, you make sure you share it with somebody else. Do not try to hold this information to yourself, because for what? If I'm giving it and I'm sowing these seeds, how dare you keep it to yourself? I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. Okay? All right. So y'all have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. Peace, y'all.